everybody, this video is going to be a little bit different for Kimberly's Cupboard. I'm going to be reviewing my Erin Condren Teacher Planner. This is the second year that I've used the Teacher Planner and I really love it. This year I decorated my front cover with all of these photos and I just love how it turned out. I chose the pictures that I did because they're all students from my old school and I just really was going to miss them, so I wanted to put them on the cover. I love how strong the cover is for Erin Condren with just the heavy duty plastic, and it never seems to break or get in trouble. I've got my teacher lesson planner here, so I just have my name in the front. This very first page I've got just my all about me info, and it's where I keep like passwords. I definitely did not utilize my classroom volunteers and substitute list as much as I would have hoped, but it just wasn't practical for the way that substitutes work at my school. It's got the holiday list, so every holiday. And then I put all my students' birthdays in here during the year so that I know when their birthday is. I heavily utilized when students were absent at the beginning of the year, but I've really stopped now that we're in February. The graph paper is one of my favorite places. I use it to hold my schedule and to come up with classroom setups for where I want students to sit. I designed my posters in here at the beginning of the year. As you can see, I actually have extra paper in here from last year's planner. I just cut it out and taped it in because I really utilize it as much as I possibly can to keep track of just different lists and things. And this year I used it to keep track of my 3 main teacher goals. So I have those circled out on the left. So I really designed and saw how they kind of came together. And then I made a little decoration of what my goals were on this right page. My year at a glance page, I teach computers and math. So this is for all 3 of the grades I teach, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for computers. As you can see, I didn't do as great second semester. And then this is for math. I have it all kind of planned out. And again, for second semester, I ended up doing this in my notebook. Our school didn't start until the beginning of September. So here you can see I use the monthly plan to just kind of highlight bigger things, field trips. I use the pages that are in between each month to focus on something different that we're working on in school. So this is where I keep track of my blog list for my computer students. Here I kept track of, we had a special Speak Out for Education Day and I had the schedule. I just want to take a moment to talk about the pages in between. I love the different inspirational quotes throughout everything as you're kind of going through. It just kind of gives me a little pick-me-up. And I especially love this one to remind you that it's the middle of the year. My December was super busy and I wanted to try to use more stickers rather than writing things in. In January, this is how I kind of changed my year at a glance, is I focused more on showing my units this way. And here we are in February, and so I have, again, my schedule and my units all kind of planned out. I've also, if you can see the little blue numbers, have started to count down to the end of school. So here are my main pages where I do my lesson plans. I started by doing just the same color for each grade, and that was how I differentiated. So I've got columns for everything, including my core meet, which is once a week. All of the middle school teachers meet together. The lines with the slashes, or the boxes with the slashes, are where I don't have that particular class. And so the first couple weeks, I wasn't sure how, with this crazy schedule that I have, that I was going to actually make it work. I started to utilize more of a color coding system for which class came first in the day. So the yellow or the orange boxes were my first class of the day, the green's the second, blue's the third, and then pink was the fourth. Then I started to kind of decorate a little bit more. I really utilized the left column to put more like things that were happening, meetings, or things that I needed to remember. This was testing week, so I feel like this is one of my most organized pages. As you can see, I've got all like the highlighted areas where my students took the map test. I also started to really decorate because it just made it look a lot better, and I switched from the squiggly lines to the straight lines around. I love utilizing sticky notes in here. They kind of fit perfectly. I just fold them up if I have more information that I need to put. Once again, you can see I've got sticky notes over there. That was to note a schedule. Here you can see now my boxes have become a lot fuller because we actually changed the schedule in the middle of the year. So I went from having math every other day with students to having math every single day with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So that kind of changed how everything worked a little bit. So you can see it's a lot more full here. I still stuck with the color coordinating system because it really worked well, and it helps me to just visualize right away. I can look and I know orange is my very first class of the day. I also, that sticky note is the size that comes with the Erin Condren Life Planner, and it pops just right in the box, which I love. I started to use washi tape to kind of differentiate on the right page for where my core meet notes were. This was Catholic Schools Week, so I had a ton of stuff happening and the schedule was all crazy, and so I utilized that to come up with more time. And here we are, and this was last week. I ended up being sick on Tuesday, and I hadn't written anything in my planner yet, so I just kind of decorated it. I use the note in the middle to do my to-do list for the week. The checklist I use to keep track of my grades, and I have a different page for each quarter. The top row is for math, and the bottom row is for computers, and I have changed throughout the quarters how I kind of use them, and I have them split in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. This makes it super easy to come in and just check my grades. I've got different things that I keep in the pockets that are going on, that are happening. We have a different virtue every single month that we talk about, so I have that list. My favorite part and the favorite thing that I keep in here are my seating charts for both math and computers. I actually have 6 of these in there because I very carefully cut out 3 from my last Erin Condren teacher planner and utilized it and put it inside there. I love the